All right.
Yay.
So, welcome to Three Old Guys Podcast.
Yay, we're back.
I'm trying to change up the cameras again and trying to set up a different situation with this. So, I'm still working through this and that. I think I've got the cameras pretty much set up where I want them.
Okay. I'm going to look this way so I can look at you watch it.
Okay, he's being a smartass. Got it.
Yeah.
So, on today's episode, one of the things that I was editing last night is there's a guitar tuning video that Tim did. Other way, this guy. He did a guitar tuning video, and I edited it last night so that I could get it out, and I added some stuff to it and realized that his tuning and my tuning are not the same. I tune in E major, and Tim usually runs
E
in,
flat.
well, you're either in E flat or D.
Yeah.
And the reason I tune in E major is primarily because most songs are written in either E or A, and Tim listens to a lot of songs that are in either
E flat.
Well, either E flat or D.
Yeah.
Black Label Society is in D.
Right. A lot of his stuff is in D, it's in B sometimes. He's all over the place.
Right, and a lot of Sabaton. It's that very crunchy sound. You got that heavier sound, which is one of the reasons that I pointed out that are now me and Tim have matching Les Pauls.
Yeah.
Mine is tuned in E major with super slinkies, Ernie Ball super slinky strings. Tim's is tuned in double D flat.
Yeah. Double D flat? Okay.
You're in double D flat, and he's got super chunkies,
Yeah.
Ernie Balls. So it's a much deeper, much chunkier sound when he plays, which lends itself well to rhythm guitar.
Yeah.
And E major.
And we don't really need much of a bass for that either.
Well, it does help to fill in
Yeah.
when we don't have a bass handy, although I do happen to have a bass. My Crystal recording software allows me to swap off, but it still takes time to set everything up and then swap out. And we haven't even messed with that in
No, not yet.
15, 20 years. I think the last time we did it when was at my house in Tucson.
Yep.
So, but the reason that I'm bringing that up today is there are differences, and it's not that one person is better than the other in personal preference. It's just it's a matter of preference, and the reason that John is in here, John doesn't play instruments. Not that he couldn't learn, he just never has.
No, I have. I just haven't done it in hundreds of years.
A good chunk of time.
Yeah.
So,
grade school,
He can clap.
middle school, high school. And that was it.
he learned to play the triangle.
I can play a radio.
We can all play a radio.
Oh, yeah.
So that being said, just because you have different opinions and attitudes on things doesn't mean that you're necessarily at fault. Now, I would like an explanation from Tim to maybe kind of clarify I've known him for well over 20 years. He's been my best friend. He's my brother as far as I'm concerned, because we have honestly known each other longer than we haven't.
Yeah, definitely.
At this point in our life, as old as we are, I've known him for more years than before he came along.
Right.
So he is closer than a brother in most aspects, that particular end. I kind of know why he plays the way he plays, and we've played together in bands, and we've played separate, and we've talked about our different bands. So I understand his tuning and his ideal behind it. And of course, I've got mine that I like to play the higher notes, and I have a low voice, so I try to counteract that. So what's your opinion on the different, I don't know, I guess keys?
Keys?
Because we play in different keys. I mean, I play in E major, you play in D flat.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a lot of the songs that I've learned over the years have been in E flat and stuff like that. But then there's other songs that I've literally had to learn. They wanted me to learn how to sing it. And I'm like going, okay, how? And by the time I actually got around to getting into the song, I said, you're not working. We have to go with a different singer.
And that happens sometimes. I mean,
and then I started learning the songs, and then I started doing karaoke, and I'm like going, this is freaking fun. I love this,
Well, and it's actually pretty simple when you get down to it. Well, I can't say pretty simple. There's a lot of people out there that don't have any aptitude for it at all, and there are some people that are just absolutely fantastic at it.
Yeah. I had to work on it. literally, yeah, singing, kept working until I got to the point where I could actually sing quite well. It's been so long since I've sang. Now I probably couldn't carry a tune in a bucket.
Well, I'm sure you could probably still carry a tune in a bucket. I mean, we all sing along to the songs. I mean, obviously, I drive a truck, so I've got nowhere near me, and
Yeah.
I can just belt out while I'm singing or while I'm driving. Um, so I pretty much kept that up. But yeah, no, it definitely takes work to be
Yeah.
able to get into it. But that in and it's just a different matter in taste and the amount of effort you're going to put into it. What are your views on deeper music or heavier music, or do you prefer a chunkier sound, or do you prefer the high squealing?
No, I prefer the deeper sound, the bass, the low tunes, and the grind. Like for instance, when growing up, I would listen to a lot of Judas Priest. They had a lot of bass in their music, a lot of the heavier sounds, and early Metallica. As far as the guitar goes, I like the speed and the riffs they were doing. But they also still had that deeper sound. And again, with Black Label, they grind it out. But as far as the higher stuff, not so much into it unless you're really good at it. Because I don't know, it just sounds like a lot of squealing.
Yeah.
You have to have a talent for it, in
Yeah,
my
I definitely
opinion. So that's where I'm at with it.
Well, I would agree. Think bands like Dragon Force, which are, don't get me wrong, absolutely phenomenal guitar players, and they rip out some amazing solos. There's a lot of high screeching,
Yeah.
and I prefer the high end. I mean, I definitely like the bass and some of the deeper, chunkier songs, but I also am very fond of fast licks and fast rhythms and leads and intros, and of course solos and things of that nature. And some bands just go above and beyond, and it gets to the point where it's a little ridiculous.
Yeah,
That
almost repetitious, kind of.
Right.
Not very original.
Right. But
Almost.
yeah, I like the well, like I said, my first rock band I remember listening to was I saw, like I said, when I was like what 7 years old, I saw Kiss, and it blew my mind. I was like, yay! Then my first album was Queen, so there's not really a dramatic contrast, but it was still higher vocals.
Right,
It
but it
was
was enough to open up the floodgate to what you became to
right,
now.
and and I started listening to stuff like what was it, Quiet Riot, and I started getting into the hair rock and stuff like that, and some of the higher stuff is I like some songs from like say Steelheart. You want to talk higher vocals? That's
Well,
stupid high.
that and
Yeah,
King Diamond and
King.
shit.
I
Yeah,
don't like King Diamond.
neither do I.
I don't like
Way too much.
Yeah, way too
Way
much.
too
Way,
much.
way.
The only reason why I liked hair bands was because of the girls.
Yeah,
I like going to the concerts because of the girls. I
Oh
didn't give
yeah,
a shit about Kick or whoever.
Kicks. Yeah,
Yeah,
I really
like
didn't care for Kicks. I like I
but
said
the
first.
girls though. Fuck.
It was like 1985 or like 1986, 87. The first band I saw in live
Mhm.
was it was King Cobra,
Right.
and I'm like, they had this "Raise Your Hands" rock type
Yeah,
thing, and I'm like going, what the fuck is this shit?
it's a little
I want
gay.
to see Kiss. Come on,
They're a little gay too.
Yeah.
But hey, to be quite honest, a lot of bands, most of them are a little gay in some way.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
they have their various levels, and
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. I would definitely agree. King Diamond is over the top, but they King Diamond falls into the level of Guar, where I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
a lot of their stuff is
What a name.
Yeah,
Guar.
Guar.
Oh my god.
It's like what I see people doing reactions to Kiss, and they're like, they see the makeup, and they're like, oh my god, these guys got to be like the death metal band because of the makeup and all that. And they hear them, they're like, what the fuck is this shit? And I'm like,
Yeah, the little disco phase.
That's the first song they ever, because it's got the most views.
Right, but I mean that was disco era. You
Yeah,
can't
that was
count
the disco.
That's the stark difference between God of Thunder and Made for Loving You
Yeah,
is
definitely, yeah.
immense. Kiss was all over the place. You can't
Yeah,
you can't rectify or relegate them to a small little
right.
sound.
Yeah.
They were all over the place.
I like I said, I've had a friend of mine get me into like Metallica. And I'm like, Metallica was great. I loved it. It was, the energy, the power, everything. And then I started getting into other bands like Anthrax and Judas Priest and Testament. And I didn't really touch Slayer because there was like, no, I
My introduction to Anthrax was "I'm the Man,"
Oh,
which
that was great. I love that. That was great.
is
It's
that song was built entirely for comedy. So I mean, it doesn't necessarily count as a particular sound because they
Right.
were doing it really just to mess with things.
Yeah, they were.
It's like "Wasted Rock Ranger" by Great White.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great song too. I love that song. That's great.
Well, if you go back a little further, instead of Anthrax, it would be like MOD and SOD.
Yeah.
And that
It's still
was
Scott Ian. Yeah.
yeah, it's still a whole God, man, a thrash metal kind of thing.
Thrash metal. Yeah.
Yeah, almost like a punk thing to it.
Right.
But
It's kind of like the same thing like with Motorhead.
yeah,
Motorhead was like
well,
almost.
that motherfucker, he can't sing for shit.
No.
I'm sorry, man.
You know.
Lenny Kilmister.
Yeah.
Now, see, I liked his voice.
Did you?
Yeah,
I couldn't understand him.
The first time I ever saw it, I saw him doing like what was it, the Ace of
The Ace of
Spades,
Spades. Hey,
and it's like
man.
his microphone's way the fuck up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck you doing? The groupies are down here. What the fuck you doing looking up this guy? You know?
Now, don't get me wrong. He definitely sounded like he smoked a carton a day.
Yeah. And drank about a pitcher a day.
Yeah.
I think he was drinking an entire barrel of Jim Dean.
Yeah.
So that being what it is, his voice was unique,
Yes.
to say the
It
least.
took me a long time to actually get used to Let Me Kill My Shirt.
Mhm.
There was like, I got used to Ozzy before that, and then I got into like Testament. Testament I liked the vocals that they had, and everything, and then they got into like the Demonic album, and I was like, nah, I don't really care for the and I'm like, no, I like the other stuff, the more melodic stuff, not the.
I don't mind that stuff if they do it well. Like there's some bands that can do that
Mhm.
that they can pull it off.
Even
Not
nowadays,
everybody.
I've heard different versions of different songs, and it had this one female singer, and she's like, and I'm like,
Nope,
that's not the right song. No, back off.
not for you, girl.
What is that band that's out now doing a lot of those covers where that girl is
Lilac.
Lilac, yeah, I think that's her. Yeah, that's the one.
She's too theatrical.
Yeah.
It's when theater kids discover metal is what
Yeah.
it is. She acts in her videos and and just way too much.
But that brings us along. I mean, everybody has to find their particular end and their genre and
that's true.
Where they're at comfortably in the space, which is the whole digital environment and making content and trying to come up with. I mean, we struggle with it on a regular basis here.
Yeah.
What's going to be our topic of the week?
Yeah, exactly.
Crickets. It's fucking crickets in this house.
Until we leave, and then we get a flood of ideas.
Yeah, they're flat out. Hey, why don't we think about this? Yeah.
And what's worse is we will sit there at the table and try to come up with an idea, and we will have the entire discussion at the table. Didn't record a fucking lick of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we struggle really hard with getting content out that anybody would even be remotely interested in watching, which is why we constantly ask you guys, hey, send us a topic. Let us know what you would be interested in us talking about. We will talk about anything. We are effectively three old guys with opinions, and we're going to give them to you, whether you like it or not. Now, so if you want to hear something that's going to be controversial, be more than happy to send something along. This man right here, he will light you up in a heartbeat. He absolutely loves going through comments and lighting people up. It seems to be his favorite pastime. This guy will just make fun of you.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of his whole stick.
Unless it's my son.
Yeah, you gotta cross the line there.
Yeah, he did.
Oh well.
Yeah. Christopher Patrick Thorne.
He at least tried, and I got to
Yeah.
give him credit for that. I mean, maybe he didn't do it right, and it hurt some feelings, but that's kind of the whole idea behind it. Is
We'll get over it.
we expect to get our feelings hurt. Otherwise, we wouldn't be putting ourselves on the internet.
Right.
Now,
yeah.
obviously, some of us want a little bit of hiding going on, which is why John hides behind his microphone as much as possible.
Whoa.
But we do have problems with coming up with, I guess, ideas and concepts for how we're going to do this. And so what do we do for content? Now, that being said, next week when we do a recording, or the next episode we put out, we do have a guy. We have a special guest coming in, and he's going to talk to us about content creation. I don't know what the hell that was that drove past, but it was loud.
It wasn't my car.
He will be sitting down and talking with us about content creation, and I've hopefully got another guy that's going to do something similar. Now, the first one is Tony, and he will be on, and he's going to explain. Now, he does a lot of digital marketing and classes to teach you how to do really anything online when it comes to social media and getting your content out and having a good setup, which we really need all the help we can get. We are functionally illiterate when it comes to content for the internet.
Where's the camera? Oh, there it is, right there.
I'm not saying functionally illiterate where the cameras are. You can see the camera. It's got a big fucking chrome ring on it.
We're being recorded where?
Oh, no, they're spying on me. I gotcha.
Big Brother's watching.
So we will be having him in, and I am actually looking forward to it to maybe come up with a better way of writing this down. We have a whiteboard for putting down episodes.
I think I've shown it once on one of our podcasts. Look, we have a whiteboard.
I think, you showed it on one of the episodes that we do have one. It is mounted. It is on the wall now.
There, yeah. There are words on it. Yes.
We did write words.
Yes.
Have we followed any of it? Not a single lick. I mean,
I didn't think to read it.
Yeah, John's got a list of stuff he's supposed to be recording, and he hasn't looked that list over at all, although there's not much on it. I think there's only 2 things.
2 things, yeah. But to him, that's a lifetime.
It'll probably take him a lifetime to get them recorded because he'll forget that it's there, and it'll take him another 6 months before, I'll come up and be like, hey, did you ever make those videos on the whiteboard? What videos?
Is there a video? The whiteboard? What? We have a whiteboard?
So I know that various people have problems with that. I'm also learning a new editing software, and hopefully I'll be able to explain that one to you. I plan on doing a class on, because I used to do digital editing, video editing for my wife's community. And I had originally done a CapCut video. I plan on, they've completely changed the system, and I've had to completely, I've had to relearn the system, but now there's a lot of new cool my words aren't working with me again.
Uh-oh. He's having a stroke.
Word salad.
Do you smell toast? So
this time it's not the heart, it's the head.
I relearned how to work with CapCut, and I'm working with another one so that I can get them out, and I'm hoping to be able to do a video to show you guys how to use those as well, which would help with video editing, I hope. I mean, I did the podcast setup, and I've learned some new stuff about OBS software. I need to go through OBS and show you guys some of the new stuff that I've learned about it too, which is really cool. So back to the point. We've got some guests coming in. They're going to discuss with us how to get new content out. Hopefully we can, get to the point where we can get content out where these two,
Yahoos
actually talk more, and it's not just me all the time.
Hey, I put in my 2 cents.
I'm pretty sure everybody's tired of hearing me talk.
Let's take a vote.
I mean, who would you prefer to do the primary announcement on all this? Mike, this one, Tim, this one, or John, this one? Now, if you're voting for John, you're probably going to be out. He doesn't do a lot of the primary talking on it. He can interject. He knows enough. Although he says he doesn't, he actually is very intelligent and can interject on most subjects when given the opportunity. I would like to stop being the only one talking most of the time.
So anyway, I wanted to get back to that whole lilac thing. It's been bugging me. So I've been getting shit online about how I dog them and make fun of them and stuff, about their theatrics. And I don't have the patience to type out everything that I want to say to these people in these little groups. But the whole point that I dog on them for is because they're a new band. They don't know which direction they're going. Now, do they have talent? Absolutely. The girl can sing. The guys in the band, it's like a whole family,
Right.
and they're all very good musicians and performers. But I make fun of them to give them shit because what band hasn't come up that isn't notorious today that didn't get shit when they first started until they found out their groove, until they found their niche, until they found who they were, their
Right.
sound. They haven't gotten to that point yet. They're just mostly like right now. They're just a cover band, just covering Dio and stuff like that. It's like, hey, that's all good and fine, but we're not in high school, doing a rock of the bands thing. You gotta fucking put more effort into it. Now they do have a few songs that are original and a couple albums that they come out with, but until they find that groove to what works for them, they're doing the best they can. But I still give them shit, and everybody's all, oh, they're just kids, they're talented. Why are you picking on them? Because that's what fucking rock stars go through.
Yeah.
They don't get to the top by fucking, everybody paving the way.
Yeah.
Well, yes, unless you're young blood. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I give him shit too because,
yeah.
none of this shit would have happened if Ozzy didn't fucking open the doors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because now Aerosmith's coming into it, Elton John's coming into it. That's only because fucking Ozzy fucking signed off on it.
Yeah.
But had he not have, yeah, he would have gotten there, but just not as quick as he's
Not as
going
quick,
now.
yeah. Well, actually, the whole thing started when he actually met Kelly.
Right, but the thing is, it's just the way it is. He got his endorsement.
Yeah.
He's good to go. The doors are opening for him. And like I said, I'm not saying that he's not talented.
It's going
but
to
he's
take
not,
a couple of years.
Yeah, he wouldn't have gotten there. But
he's doing good right now.
He's got like the golden ticket.
Yeah.
And I'm just worried about him fucking it up.
Yeah.
Because you know how young artists, it goes to their head. They get too cocky, too. Oh, I'm the second coming. It's like, what the fuck?
Have you
just
seen
make
the
music.
earlier stuff that he's done when he used to wear dresses and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Oh
I don't
my
quite
fucking
jive
God.
with that shit either. But
yeah, well, now he's calmed down. He's starting to calm down more.
Yeah.
And he's got his eyes on what he wants to do now. Everybody else like they're listen to me. I've heard enough of the podcast that he's been on that before he was listening to everybody else.
Right.
Now he's like, okay, now I know what I want to do.
Well, see, I see why everybody's telling him what to do because he's an up and coming star. Even we can see it.
Right.
I know he's got talent. He can sing. He is that guy.
Right.
And everybody's trying to jump in on him while he's getting hot. And as soon as Ozzy opened the door, boom, he's on fire now. Everybody's going to want their hand in the pie, but he's got to stand up and say, "Hey, look, this is the way I want to go."
Right.
And until he finds his niche, I'm going to give him shit too. Put a fucking shirt on, quit with the blouses, and quit having these fucking friend tent camps where if you're lonely, I need a friend, come hang out. Fuck all that. Just go rock and roll. That's all it is.
Go out and get in the mosh pit, meet somebody.
Right, don't come out here in a fucking skirt, dude.
Okay, so that leads into another part, talking about new artists and new ways of doing things and progression through. I believe I've discussed this before. The new wave of the new way things are going. It seems like it's become a very music has become very blues based again. We've gone backwards to
we've gone back to the beginning, basically full circle.
Basically, full circle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm confused. Is the blues was obviously 40s, 50s, early 60s.
Mm-hmm.
It was very heavy, and then it wandered into R&B, and then progressed into hip hop and soul. But we progressed back to the blues, and it's. Now, I'm not saying it's bad. I listen to it all the time. It's actually really good. I like the direction they're going. And I like the faster, chunkier sound, which obviously, Tim would agree with because he does tune in the way that he tunes. Mm-hmm. But what is your view on the direction that music's going? Do you think that we're going in the right direction by progressing back to blues? And that's the other one, folk. Folk has become very big again with Alex Warren and, on the folk end of it, or Noah, I can't remember his name, but he does False Confidence. And then, of course, you've got Teddy Swims and Chris Stapleton are huge with the blues. And now the new big one is Breaking Rust, who I started listening to, and they're actually really good. So what is your opinions on the direction that's going currently?
Well, I would have to say that I think honestly, in my honest opinion, is that we have made so many different kinds of music and so many strands of the virus, as you would say, that we've ran out of ideas. So we're resorting back to what started it all. And what I'm saying is like I've been watching these clips on YouTube where they'll take like Enter Sandman or Corn, and they'll play it in the 1950s version of it, and it sounds pretty fucking good. Or they'll
Well,
play it in the soul version, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's
It's
like,
like
okay,
what happens if Kiss was in Soul or
yeah, they'll
Metallica
play
was
it
done
right, and
Soul?
they've
Yeah.
done that, and the reason why is because that's where it came from.
Yeah.
It's compatible,
Mhm.
to the way it is. But you take like that rap and hip hop stuff. Now, I can't speak too much on that, but I would assume that their newer stuff is supposed to be able to coincide with the older stuff because that's where it came from.
Right.
But it doesn't seem like it
Yeah.
does to where
Yeah.
like the mumble rap and all that
Right.
shit and all
Yeah.
the
well, now
whatever they're
that was
doing.
one of the ones that I saw recently, which stuck with the blues thing is somebody took. Now you say some of the newer rap.
Mhm.
Now there's a song by Eminem and Rihanna called "Love the Way You Lie," which
Mhm.
is very fast, very much rap and hip hop,
Right.
and it was completely remade into a blues tune. And I think it might be Breaking Rust that actually did the music on it. And does it mesh? It is incredible.
Mhm.
I would honestly say now this is personal opinion. I'm sure that Eminem would definitely disagree because it's his song. But if he listened to it, he would be like, okay, yeah, that's badass. They did a really good job
Mhm.
on that A. So that brings up the other question about the way music is going is the new. Let's just put it in AI. I know we've all seen those ads.
Right.
Take your lyrics, throw them on this, add your voice, and let this AI create the song for you.
And that's where it's gonna kill the
It's gonna,
fucking.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gonna kill the artist because, like I said, the computers. I mean, you don't even need to be a rock star anymore. You don't even need to go out on stage. You just, you know, you can do everything Sony does right there in your fucking home computer.
Mhm.
I mean, there's going to be no originality. There's going to be no room to grow. If you just ask AI to do it, then what the hell? I don't need a radio. I'll just make it myself.
Right, and that's the thing is I know that there's lots of people that have either written. I mean, there's plenty of girls that have written poetry throughout their life, and there are guys that have written poetry, which is basically what song lyrics are.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's just poetry set to music. So if you take your poetry and put it into one of these AI generators, and then put a voice sample of your own voice, and then let it create a song, how is that? I mean, other than not knowing how to play the instruments,
Right.
obviously the basic creative part is still yours. You still came up with the vocals and you still came up with the lyrics, and then the AI produced it all and put it into a song. I think honestly, it would be great for up and coming bands if you've written a song and want to try and figure out how it should sound.
Mhm.
And now this is coming from a guy who has written his own songs, maybe not recorded so many of them, but I have written my own. I can sit there and listen to a song and in my head know how I would change it. And that doesn't mean it's my song. It can be somebody else's. I can hear somebody else sing and think, okay, well, this needs to carry on a little further, or it needs to stop, or it needs to pull back, or it needs to be a little higher in octave, maybe a little more guitar play along this particular part.
Mhm.
I can go through and critique the song in my head on the different ways that I would change it. Now, I know that there are bands out there, No Remorse, things like that change the genre of certain songs, and they do it the way that they would do it, which is kind of the same thing. They're taking the song and modifying it to how they would hear it in their own head to put it out there. So the question that I've got currently is, do you think the AI generators would work good in that? Because you can pick your genre, blues, rock, jazz, whatever, put your lyrics in, put your vocals in, and then listen to the song, figure out how it would do it, and then listen to the things that you would change. So
Use
that
it as don't use it as like a crutch. Use it as a helper because if you use it as a crutch, you just gotta go ahead and I'm gonna put like 3 words and I'm gonna put like maybe 2 chords, and then I'm let it go, and look, I made a song. That's not right. You have to actually work and know exactly what you have in your mind, and then if you use it, and then you can go ahead and say, okay, well, that's not quite exactly how I wanted it, so I'm gonna go ahead and it'll give you ideas of what to do. It's just like it's a helper, not it's,
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Is it? Do you think that it would work good for some of these newer artists that are coming out as a way to kind of preview their song, figure out what they would change before they sit down and actually record it and do it their own way, where they're kind of getting how they that they're kind of getting a sound out of it. And I get what you're saying. I mean, if you just put it in there, have the DAI generator burst it out, and then you put it out on Spotify or
right.
Pandora or whatever, that's the computer doing the work.
Yeah, that's a computer doing
And
it.
I think John would agree that if you're just having the computer do it, you're not the musician. The computer is the musician. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree with that, but also too, I mean, when people such as ourselves and hopefully this generation coming up, when they listen to music, uh, let's take three of us for example. When I listen to music, I don't listen to music to just pass the time away. Usually, it's because I'm investing my time into this music, and that's why whenever you listen to a particular song, it takes you back to that place in your life that you heard it, and you relate to it. And if somebody's just using AI to just get by and make a quick buck to put out a song, you feel that in the music. And I don't think it's going to attach people, at least from our generation, to be able to connect with it. Now, the kids today would probably connect with it, but they wouldn't have the artistry that we did when we grew up, where you could read these fucking books of how they came about to make a song
Yeah.
instead of, okay, well, I can watch a 10-minute video on how I came up with a song.
Right, and I agree with that. And I think there's going to be the people that are doing this AI generation music. You're not going to get that same connection because there isn't really an emotional and time investment into it
Mm-mm.
so that it's actually, I mean, I sure that I could take a set of lyrics and throw them into an AI generator and add my voice to it and probably play a couple of chords so that it knows my style of music and how I play and have it come up with a song. But if I just leave it at that, I've got no emotional investment in that song.
Yeah.
Now, also, that just to say, we're still new into this. It's not to say in 20 years from now somebody will come along and learn how to really connect with the technology that they have today that we didn't have back then to make it as meaningful as our music did. So that's yet to come. But as of right now, yeah, I don't feel like there's going to be an emotional connection when you just have AI pretty much doing the thinking for you.
And I think we're actually closer to that than even in far down the future. I mean, you know my wife.
She
She
she constantly uses the AI for what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I'm like, really? Use your own mind. Just think about what you're gonna do.
Amen to
And
that, because I tell you what, I want to slap the shit out of Blake.
yeah, Blake is just.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? Oh my fucking god.
that being said, my wife has
Blake.
she spent a lot of time with her AI. She's named her AI, which is why it's called Blake.
Her boyfriend.
It has learned the type of person she is and how she would normally respond to things, and
It's freaky.
it really is. So it learns over time how you do a certain way of things, and of course, if you're going to start adding that into your musical taste, I'm sure that the music AI generator will learn who you are and how you listen to things or how you prep things over time, and it's going to get to where what it's putting out is going to be really close to what you would put out anyway. So that end of the future, I think, is already coming up pretty fast.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, have
really
you ever
scary.
seen the Treehouse of Horror from The Simpsons with they had the whole AI house thing with Pierce
I don't know. I
Brosnan?
don't watch cartoons.
Oh my god, it was
Well,
crazy.
and this would again, this is kind of tying back to the special guest for next week. he does a lot of that. So maybe we can ask him more questions and be able to understand better about AI and his opinion on it. Now, I know Rick, the other guy that I was going to bring on, I don't think he's a very big fan of AI.
No.
So probably not going to be able to answer as many questions about it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Tony will be able to answer questions about it. And if you have questions about the digital marketing space or the social media or how to get content out there or, just how to get your presence better known, please send us the questions. We would love to have them in advance. I'm kind of trying to make a list because I don't want to just, blindside this guy with a bunch of random questions from three old guys.
Who are you?
So I would love a list of questions that maybe you guys would be interested in that we could ask and he could get the opportunity to respond. It's a great opportunity for him to get his brand out there and get his knowledge out there, and a great opportunity for us to help you guys learn some of this stuff that maybe you don't necessarily have access to. So that being said, that's kind of our episode. We're just trying to figure out where we're going and how we're doing things. My camera work on this was, I'm still learning the new hotkey situation on, he's special. We need to get him on better medication.
Special K. He needs some Special K.
So we still are learning this situation as we go. We would love to hear comments and feedback on this particular episode. But we would definitely love for you guys to send us questions, because three old guys with a base knowledge on what's going on in social media and social media strategy and content and just how to get yourself out there. Yeah, you'd be better. You'd be better off asking this pin.
Yeah.
I got no clue.
Yeah.
Now my wife pretty much has to walk me by the hand through most of it, because even she will admit that I am not the greatest when it comes to figuring this stuff out. I can edit, I can get it out there, I can get it posted. Coming up with topics, not so much. So
send us ideas.
It is definitely we all three of us have different views and different opinions on things, which is why I want to start this out with the different tones that we play in music and wander up through just trying to figure out where we're going. So that's where we're at. That's kind of this episode.
Yeah.
It was kind of a slash bang episode, just trying to blow it out there and let you guys kind of know who we are. If you enjoyed it, if you thought it was complete and utter garbage, please comment. I would love to hear what we could do to improve. Something actually constructive. Just calling us dumbasses and idiots, probably.
Yeah, not a good one.
I mean, it's not wrong. We are dumbasses and idiots.
I do that shit to people all the time. Yeah, you dumbass, you suck.
But at least tell us what I can or what we can do to fix it.
Well, just tell us we're dumb.
Now, at least be constructive.
I know, right? At least tell us why.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to tell me, hey, you guys are the ugliest dumbasses on the planet, you need to stop because you're all retarded. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What's retarded about it? Tell me what's retarded. I mean, if you say, hey,
enlighten us.
Your video editing sucks balls, your lighting is horrible, your microphones are crap. Those are things I could change.
Yeah.
I could work with that.
to just say I'm mildly stupid.
Yeah.
First off, you missed it. I'm extremely stupid.
Missed it by that much.
Missed it by that much. Yeah. No, we are hunting and pecking for the most part around here. So if you're going to send us something, at least send us something constructive. Let us know. And I don't be mad at me. I don't give two damns. But give me something that I can work with, maybe.
Yeah, it would help. Yeah.
Or John can work with. I'm sure that he would be more than happy to. If you guys are some ugly ass fuckers, and
yeah.
John will come back with something like, "Well, I'm not sleeping with your ugly ass, so what difference does it make?"
Yeah.
Who knows? There might be an invite.
It's been a while.
He's a lonely man.
Oh God.
No, yeah, well, God knows after this episode, we're going to have more content for shorts.
Maybe.
There's no maybe about it. We went off script all over.
Oh yeah, no, that's we are definitely off script.
Yeah.
So, with that being said,
I'm Tim.
I don't even know what the fuck we were talking about to begin with. What was the topic?
We're just
it was
it
just
music
random.
tuning?
No, it started out with tuning, but the generalized topic behind the whole thing was differences of opinions and trying to figure out where each one of us are at.
Okay.
Thoughts and opinion wise, which is why I asked you about the AI and about the new bands and about these covers and some.
Yeah, I
of
thought
these.
you guys
The whole
were just
lilac thing
talk
was a-
about guitars and shit, and I was like, well, I guess I'll just be sitting here.
Well, the whole lilac thing. They did a. It was she did a Powerwolf cover.
Oh, did
And,
she really? Was
yeah,
it good?
No, it was more like
No.
Demons Are a Girl's Best Friend is a really, really good song. It's got a really good booming vocals, and she came in, and I'm like going, Jesus, what the fuck? It was bad. I'm like going, no, give me back Powerwolf.
Make it stop.
Make it stop.
All right, so
That being said, that's Tim. That's John. This is Mike. We appreciate you hanging out with us. We would like it if you had, followed and subscribed. We would really hope that you did. Cuss us out. Give us some feedback. Let us know what's going on.
Constructive.
constructive destruction.
Yeah, hurt his feelings. Hurt his feelings too. Let us know, and thank you for hanging out with us for a little while anyway.
Like, share, subscribe.
We appreciate you hanging out with us today.
Definitely. See you next time.
See you next time.